Welcome to Manga Palate, everyone. I am super excited. I am one of your hosts, Pasticia Luna, here with my co-host,
Manga Chef Isaiah.
and I got to pick the show, and I know it was fucking great because we're both chomping at the bit to say stuff. This week we watched Good Job, Boo. Oh
Oh
boy,
boy.
oh boy, Good Job, Boo. Oh, okay. Look, Good Job Boo is a show that aired from January 10th, 2013 to March 28th, 2013. And 12 episodes, pretty normal for a show of that time period. You know, our shows in general, I guess, nowadays. It's way long past the era of the mid 2000s where a show could do like 26, 50 episodes and no one would care. So there's a group of six principal characters and then four pretty common characters, supporting cast, and that's kind of it for the entire show. So I'm just gonna list them off for you. The six principal are the members of the Good Job Club, which is exactly what the fuck it sounds like. It's the name of the club, is the name of the show, and it's more or less the premise of what's going on. Okay, so first we got our protagonist, Kyoya Shinomiya, who's our boy, Hiroshimono. You know that voice?
Yes, I
Tell
do.
me you know that voice. Yeah, you do.
He acted
Come
in,
on.
he did a lot of stuff.
Everybody knows that voice. That voice is beautiful. That
He
voice is a
was
fantastic
Shimada from
man.
Jitsu Atashua.
He was on Jitsu Watashiwa. He was also the god, Kaminami. Oh, Otoshiyomi-sama. The god on Kaminami Soshiru Sekai.
He's also
Katsura
Yoshi
Kiyama.
from Baka no Testo.
Hihisa Yoshi, correct. I love this man so much. Okay, and then you have his club mates, Megumi Matsuga, voiced by Yume Miyamoto.
She hasn't
And
done too much.
she hasn't done much, but she's done more than our next club member, Kirara Bernstein, voiced by Chiga Arakawa, who has only ever done this show.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. Then there's fucking Megumi's older sister, Mao Amatsuka, who's voiced by Maya Uchida, who has done a lot of shit. That's a name you should know. I don't know if you know it, but that's a name you should know, because she was in Dog Days and stuff.
Yeah, I know it.
Okay, good. What else has she done?
She has done um a lot of people from Charlotte. But she did Ito from Yamada and Seven Witches.
She did. She did my favorite character from that show. She's also in Cinderella Girls as Ronko. So, you know, you always gotta put that Idolmaster pop.
Yeah.
Either Idolmaster or Nip Nip. You
And she
gotta
was
get
in
it
Killing
in there.
Bites. She was
She's also on Dungeon
Cheetah.
Combat Sheet.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. God, I am just so excited to talk about this. Okay, and then there's Shion Sumiragi, voiced by Suzuko Mimori, who has not also done a lot of things. She did one of the Russian girls that shows up in the second season of Infinite Stratos. She was on High
She's
School DxD.
she's Kurosagi from Cutie Honey. How you forget?
Yes, she's also Sayonji on Danganronpa. So
Uh,
there's that. And she's the version of Sora Takenochi that came out in the Digimon Adventure Tri. Remember where they're older? We're gonna pretend that that other part of Digimon didn't happen
Yep.
because we're running it back. We're running it back super hard. All right, and finally, the youngest club member, Tamaki Kanazuki, who is voiced by Sumire Uesaka. Once again, a name you should know because of how much she's come up when we've talked.
Yeah, she has been on a few episodes.
Hmm God,
Uh,
I really like that she's on Anastasia, like one of my favorite Cinderella girls. Because,
she was
boy, I love fucking Idolmaster, if that wasn't obvious. That's what me and Harada have in common.
just take a break from doing your job.
I, I'm sorry. She's also in Seitokaya Guindomo as Mori, and she was on Papa no Ikuto Ikirasai, that guy where he adopts the children of his dead sister. Is it sister or brother? I think it's sister. I think it's sister who died. And again, yes, on Killing Bites, she was the rabbit, right?
Yeah, it's just Rabbit
Uh,
Inaba, but she was also the blue hair girl that was obsessed with the guy from Maho Girl. Yeah,
the
the creepy
blue-haired
stalker.
girl?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Uh,
president. Yes.
Ichido Fuki.
Yeah. Well, no, they just call it Incho,
Uh,
because that just means class president.
uh,
And that's it for the main characters. And then there's the little side characters. Honestly, three of them are just younger sisters. Kirada's little sister Geraldine is voiced by Wakana Aoi, who just like Chika Arakawa has never worked on anything for this.
yeah.
The third Amatsuka sister, Seida, is voiced by Sumire Morohoshi. Again, not a person who's worked a lot. I mean, it's not to say that she's done like nothing. It's just nothing we're really familiar with. You know, she's been on like all of the little girl shows like Pre-Pada and Aikatsu, all the Mahou Shoujo stuff. I
She
mean,
did more
do you
work than
remember?
you know,
She's done more work than other
than
people,
Kara
yes.
Kara.
Uh,
Yeah.
she was on Tokyo Ghoul, but we didn't watch that, so like I don't know what you want me to say. That's what I mean, but it's like it's not that she hasn't worked. I feel like we've seen two or three things she's been in. Like, do you remember Oni-chan Dakedo Ai, the thing where like the guy's like with his sister, and then he writes those books about a guy doing
Yeah.
stuff with his sister? Yeah. So like she was the little girl, Arisa, the one with like the reddish hair,
Yeah.
the little girl. Yeah, like that was her.
She's
So,
also in
she's
the girl from Fullmetal Alchemist, the little girl.
I am I'm very happy that you looked him up for once. I'm so happy because this is new for you. You very rarely do this. You've been on a streak of not doing it, so when you do it, like good job, buddy. There's Mori-san, the maid to the Amatsuka sisters, who was voiced by Ayumi Tsunematsu. Again, not a lot of work. She's on Uchi Kyodai.
She looks like she
She
does
was.
like the older woman roles,
It
older
seems to
lady
be
roles.
that that's what she does. Yeah. Honestly, she was on Futari Echi, like the newest version of it, which is like a really cool manga. So I thought that was cool. She plays the lead girl who's like not sure. I don't know if you know what Futari Echi is. It's a super old manga.
No, I don't.
You know, so it's like about a married couple who are just for the first time trying to get into doing the business, and they're trying to work over their like, uh, well, yeah, how would you put it? Like social awkwardness and stuff like that because they've never really done it before. Neither of them.
It
So
sounds
in this,
interesting.
oh yeah, it's super interesting, and they're always going to like friends and family, and then like each one of them is talking to their own family, and they're just like, and they're slowly but surely like advancing the more carnal nature of their relationship. They're just giving each other shots. That's what it means. Like Futari, like the both of them, Echi. She plays the female lead in the redo of Futari Echi in 2014. So that was cool. Again, vaguely older woman, and the Shinomiya sister, Kasumi Shinomiya, is voiced by Ibuki Kido. Isaiah, do you remember that name? Because she came up for another thing that was equally as batshit as this.
She was on Flag.
She
Oh,
was
she was
she
not. She
was
was on
nice.
Blade. Yeah. Yeah, I
She
remember.
was Night, and she's also on Onichan Dake no Ai as Akiko.
Yeah.
So she was also on Oria-san wa Shinchugi, which is more for me, and Pupa, and a couple of other things, like Show Rock. And another Idol Master Pop, it was Kana, an Idol Master. So, she was one of the leads on Nyanko Days. Again, that's just for me, because I really like Nyanko Days.
She seems
But,
to do a lot of stuff you like.
yeah, yeah, it's like her, Ryaku India, and Yana Taketatsu. Like, they do stuff I love. A lot of their work is stuff I love. Anyway, so that's it. That's everyone who was ever on the show at any point. the the fucking all right, Isaiah. What is the show about?
Um, Carrot people go to a club, like high schoolers go to the club room and they hang out. That's it.
That's it. Nothing happens really, in terms of like there's a long form narrative or there's like no. It's just a bunch of teenagers hanging in a club room.
I guess you could talk more
But
about
you
the
know what?
characters, because
No, hold
that's
on,
what
hold on,
makes
hold
it
on.
okay.
You know what?
Hmm.
Nothing happens, but what happens is the most amazing shit ever. Okay? Can we just can we just agree on that?
Yes, they
There's
make
six
brushing hair the
consecutive
most.
scenes of a yes, yes, that's exactly what I was to say.
Okay,
There are six
all right.
consecutive scenes of a brushing hair, and it means the world to them.
I was
I
so
love it
hyped.
so
I
much.
don't know why.
It's so fucking crazy. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, I know what you're thinking, audience. What the fuck are you guys talking about? That doesn't sound like anything. That's my point. This is what happens. Mal is very short and has very long, wild hair, so she needs to get a brush most of the time. Her younger sister Megumi, who's I guess younger than her by a year or two, right?
Yeah.
Uh, she's brushing her hair, and Kyoya, or as they call him, Kyoro, because he has a habit of like looking around a lot, and it's like Kyoro Kyoro, with the sound effect for like dashing back and forth with your eyes. Anyway, he's sitting there and watching them do it, and I was like, wow, you gotta like brush your hair a lot. And I was like, yeah, it's tangled really easy. You want to do it? And he goes, you sure that's a good idea? I was like, good. He goes, okay. And then he does it. And he's not super good at it at first because you're not used to brushing other people's hair. Shut the fuck up.
Like you trying to explain it is like
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
okay.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
It sounds like the most mundane thing.
That sounds insane. That sounds insane. Right. But he brushes your hair.
Her hair gets messy in the morning, so she has to brush it.
Oh, okay. So he brushes her hair, and she's kind of embarrassed because it's a very like intimate thing to do, and then he doesn't get why she's embarrassed, and then all the other girls are like, "Wow, that was intense," and then he goes, "What?" And that's the end of the segment. And it happens more times with other girls,
It happens with all of them, except for the sisters. No,
except for Tom.
except for
Tama doesn't get it done,
yeah, Tom.
and the little and Geraldine and Sarah
Sarah.
don't get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking good job, boo.
Well, I guess
Fucking good
also
job.
the maid, the younger maid.
Mori, that's what I said. Like, oh, right. Mori-san, the younger, she called him a coward.
Yeah.
Fucking coward. Yeah, that's right. He was going to brush her hair, or rather, they decided, hey, you should brush Mori-san's hair. Because when you brushed the older Mori-san's hair, by the way, they look identical. Mother and daughter look identical. There's like no difference. As
They've
far as we
been
can tell.
having the maid like switch off from the mother, and they didn't know for like the past 7 years or something.
Yeah, the Amatsuka sisters were the ones who were taken care of by Mori. did not realize that the one who sees them on the weekends is their Morty on Monday through Friday's mother, because they just don't look different. There's a part where there's a little photo album, and they go like, "Look, it's a picture of Mal as a little girl," and I was like, "Isn't she adorable?" I was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Wow, Mori-san looks exactly the same in this photo," and then they go like, "Yep, no one understands why she doesn't look any different," and then she goes, "That's my mother," and then I go, "What?" And she says, "Yeah, sometimes on the weekends or like when I'm really busy, my mom comes in and fills in for me. She used to be your name when you were kids." And I go, "Are you saying that the Mori-san that's here on Saturday is not the same Mori-san I see today?" And she goes, "No." And then they just all kind of take a minute to process that. Because what the fuck is dirt? I. So he brushed the mother's hair, and she lost it. I imagine that it must be something special to be
How did
found
she
gone
know
by.
to twirl the same way? Like,
I, I don't know.
did the daughter tell the mother, "Oh, he likes it when you twirl"? I
I
guess.
honestly think that he's been seeing the mother most of the time.
I don't even know. Okay.
I can't tell. Can you?
No.
Yeah. So fuck it. Also, yes. When he saw when Kyoya saw the maid for the first time, he was like, "Hey, could you like do me a favor and just like do like a little twirl?" And she does a twirl, and then he goes like, "Oh, that's great." At which point, Mal beats the shit out of him
Can I just say that I
because
love her bite like thing? It's so good.
the fact that she bites all the fucking time like a weird animal.
No, the sound before she does it. Yeah. It's
A
like,
weird like growl.
yeah.
I if we're gonna talk about people who make noises, I want to talk about Kirara.
Uh,
Kirara speaks to cats.
she's not even like raised by cats or anything.
No, but she did fight a tiger that one time,
Yeah.
according to her. Fucking good job, Boo. So, in order to characterize them quickly, Mao is short, aggressive, and assertive, and she's the club president. Shion is pretty cool and relaxed, and she's supposed to be the smart girl. Megumi is very nice and sweet, and she's the middle sister of the Amatuka household. Kirara is very quiet. I mean, she's like speaks very in like very bizarre manners, like this, sort of like that. I don't know. It's funny. You think, oh, maybe she's bad at Japanese, and then later on she's writing full paragraphs, and they go, no, she's not bad at writing or understanding Japanese. She's awful at speaking,
Just like your
which is an
sister.
entirely separate issue. Yep, Geraldine is awful at speaking it. Um, but like, so yeah, and Kirara is like, she basically behaves like a cat. Her hair, okay, so her hair has like cat ears, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they twitch like their ears, right?
Yeah, when he combed it, they just stood back
Okay,
up again.
well, okay, when he combed them, they went down, right?
Yeah.
So it's obvious that it is hair, right?
Yeah.
We're all in agreement that it's hair.
Yeah.
It responds to her emotions like a cat.
Yeah. I don't
What the
know.
fuck? What do you what do you say to that? How do you feel about that?
Uh,
I don't.
this is in
I
the.
really.
Why she eat meat so much? I don't know.
She just eat meat. She just eats meat. That's not super weird to me. You never seen like athletes eat like 7 times the amount of food regular people do? Like that's
Actually,
not
no.
super bizarre to me.
Uh,
Yeah, like athletes eat wicked more food than you and I because all they ever do is work out. And it seems to me that all she ever does is do extreme exercise. She jumps from the second floor window. Monica Chef has that periodically. She's used to jumping out of the second floor window and then also jumping back up that window.
oh. I don't.
So I don't think her eating a lot is that weird when you compare it to the fact that she essentially acts like a cat. And there's that part where she has a cat with her, and then Kyoya just says, "Hey, so like, what's your relationship with the cat?" And she goes, "Child," and he goes, "What?" He goes, "Well, find cat, take care cat, small cat, like baby," and he goes, "Okay." And then the cat meows at her, and then she says, "Meow meow meow meow," meow," like speaking to the cat in fake meows, and somehow they understand each other.
Uh,
Also, the cat dances on her head when it sees baseball, because the cat
yeah,
is super into baseball.
yeah, and she knows that.
She and the cat are both into baseball. I really felt that that was just a joke about cats again, because like the Hanshin Tigers is like a real Japanese baseball team, and she was wearing it like a jersey that's their colors. So I think that was just another cat joke. I swear that's like another cat joke.
I don't see her place in the show, but okay. Like, she's a
Why is
weirdo, but
Kirara here?
how she exists, like, she
What?
just does it.
What do you mean?
Like,
What do
she's
you mean
just
by how does she?
like, how is she just like talking to cats? That's like my question.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Why does Sarah's mask speak on its own?
She said it was ventriloquism. Ventriloquism.
No. I said that. Mao says, and I quote, ventriloquism, ghosts, telepathy, whichever one makes most sense to you, take your pick.
Oh,
There is no explanation. Some people hear it, some people don't.
yeah, because Megumi doesn't hear it. I don't.
Like,
Whatever.
fucking good job, boo. this, this has this has no long form narrative. Nothing we said means anything, honestly. It's just them sitting there and hanging out. We talk about like food and stuff. You remember the entire bit that was Tama doesn't gain weight when she eats snacks, and Megumi was
Yeah,
like, "Go fuck yourself."
she had a whole cake,
That was
and
the
she
entire
lost 10
bit.
pounds.
She lost a tenth of a kilogram.
Yeah, I don't.
She ate nothing but cake for an entire week. Presumably, she also ate food beyond that, but when she was in the club room, she was forcibly stuffed by Megumi with a massive, like, 15, 7-layer cakes. Like, they're wedding cakes. And Tama, like, just took out 2 forks and just started scarfing it down. And then in the end, she lost weight. And Megumi just kind of sat there sad. Megumi likes to give people snacks, and she likes to eat snacks, and she also is worried about her weight.
Constantly.
Um, she weighs 50 kilograms apparently, although she insists that without clothes she weighs 49.8 kilograms. Big difference, I guess, to her.
Yeah,
Um,
under 50.
it's technically under 50. Yeah. I just,
Like, we're just
man,
saying normal stuff about normal people.
is it normal? Like,
Well,
like when you consider what anime normally is, does any of this really make sense? Because usually what you have is you have the normal stuff or you have the completely out there stuff, you know? But you
yeah.
have people like Kirara sitting next to people like fucking Tama, who is also adjacent to Mao, who seems like the protagonist of a completely different kind of slice of life thing. It feels like each of them represents a completely different kind of slice of life thing, but
She
for
reminds me
some
of,
reason
like,
they're all together.
that reminds me of, like, Taiga from,
Oh,
that show.
Toradora?
Yeah, Toradora. I thought it'd be
I
like
mean,
that. How she's
but
mean
it's
to him, but then warms up.
not.
Yeah,
because
it's
like
not.
Toradora is like long-term goal is for them to get together. It's very obvious the further you go into Kujabu that everyone kind of likes Kyoto, but
Yeah.
no one does anything.
Yeah.
Like
They try to
it
do
ends.
something, but no.
I don't really think they tried.
They had alone
I
time with
think,
him.
yeah, yeah, but I think that was just saying goodbye. That was less like a date thing, you know?
Mao had a whole date where she pretended to be his little sister.
Yeah, is that really a date?
I
Did
guess
that feel
not.
like a date?
Nah. She
When
just
she
wanted a
shows up
kid's meal.
dressed as a small girl, and then he goes, "What are you doing?" And she goes, "Shut up! I'm gonna call you Oni-chan for this entire time, so I can get the kids' meal." And he just goes, "Why?" And she goes on a rant about how a kid's meal is beautiful and perfect and should be respected. And then he goes, "Okay." That girl is older than him.
She
So
graduated
so
before him.
there is the 17-year-old girl and the I want to say 15, 16-year-old guy, and she's pretending to be like 10. Um, and then his sister shows up, and his sister's like 12, 13, and the 17-year-old continues to pretend she's 10. She starts talking cutesy, like she's an elementary schooler, and then
Yeah.
like Kyoto has to do take everything, just use all he's got to make sure the facade doesn't drop. Not because he cares, but because Mao feels that she will be ashamed if people find out that this is what she was doing.
His sister was also just like, okay, wait, why do you call her president all the time? That's her nickname. Okay.
Yeah, but his sister also has a thing for him. I think she's just willing to let him get away with stuff. You remember when she found his like semi like suggestive books and she threw
Yeah.
out all of them except for one, and he goes, "Why didn't you throw this one out?" And she goes, "Cause you know the protagonists are brother and sister." And he goes, "Like what?" She goes, "Shut the fuck up." And you know what? I want you to read that book at least 5 times. And he goes, "Why?" She goes, "Just do it." None
That
of
was
this feels like
after
it
he
goes
brushed her
together.
hair.
None of this feels like it goes together.
It doesn't feel like it's going anywhere either.
It doesn't. It not only does it feel like it's going nowhere. I mean, like these things don't seem like they should be part of the same show because they all feel like they're leading towards completely different storylines. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the stuff with Kirara feels like Sakura So no Pet Nakanojo, where it's like, oh, everyone is pretty normal except for this one weird girl, and the guy hooks up with that one weird girl. Or and like Shion, when he's hanging out with Shion, she's like super smart, but she's like really dumb in terms of like fucking day-to-day knowledge. Like she doesn't understand ramen. She was going to take instant ramen out of a package and just bite it. The girl is she doesn't know jack shit about the regular world. So
Or
that
vending
reminds me of like
machines.
yeah, and that reminds me of like Shomin Sample or like the Ryaju manga where it's like I'll teach you a bit of my world, you'll teach me a bit of yours. Like all of these girls feel like completely different stories.
I thought Granoline was from Ideo Magica. It's like the foreigner girl.
Geraldine,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. She does feel like a transfer student kind of thing. It's that's what I mean. But like, Good Job Boo feels like it's like 8 different shows put
My
together.
master samurai. All the fucking time.
My samurai master. And she
Huh.
takes like oh god, she like gave Kasumi a hard up on the solar plexus. That was
Out of
amazing.
nowhere.
She wrecked that girl. That girl was out of breath and on the ground twitching. That girl was fucking dead. Oh my god, that was amazing. Oh, I remember, like Kasumi goes like, oh yeah, she's been talking about you all the time, and I'm pretty sure she. And then like before she gets another word out, you just watch Geraldine throw her elbow at her, like bam, and she goes.
Like, where did that come from?
She just fucking wrecked her. I think her and her sister are just freakishly strong.
Oh yeah, she could carry her
Cause
sister.
like, cause like, remember, not only can Geraldine, who is conservatively a foot and a half smaller than Kirara, carry her without issue. But Kirara is the person who, with a single arm, flipped over Kyoya throughout an entire room. They were arm wrestling and he
Yeah.
flipped through the air.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
where does this come from?
I don't
It's just for like a
know!
bit too. Like, oh, by the way, I'm freakishly strong.
Oh, by the way, because they just started arm wrestling. Which I understand that sometimes you like just have nothing to do, so you'll talk and just do dumb shit like that. Like
That's what
remember
they
how we
do for
spent
the
2
whole
hours?
show.
I just mean like remember how like we spent like 2 hours playing catch?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's normal. I get that. It's everything else that's like when it's put together. It's like I don't think those go together. And then Good Job Boo says no, fuck you. We're all hanging out. Like, like they start arm wrestling. Everybody is weak against Kyoya. I guess because they're squishy and they don't do shit. They all seem to be very lazy, kind of lackadaisical people. And then Kirata shows up and he goes like, "Oh, we got a trump card." It's like who? And Kirata sits down and he goes, "Okay, fine, I'll give it a shot." I suppose he also imagines, well, I've beaten everybody. This probably can't be hard. And she fucking throws him across the room by throwing his arm down. And then he goes, Jesus Christ, Kirata's strong. And that's the end of that bit. That's it.
They never mention how strong she is again.
Not really, no. They're more focused on the fact that she's like a cat.
Yeah. And she seems like confused about Japanese or talking.
She seems bad at talking, I think. I don't think it's so much that she's bad at understanding Japanese or English, but I noticed that like her and her sister both speak very like stoppedly and like with great pauses in between their words.
Mm.
Like neither of them say full sentences ever. So maybe they just have weird speech things. I don't really know. I don't understand. Kirata texts in perfect paragraphs and sentences, and Geraldine has a little whiteboard where she writes stuff and to explain herself. Uh,
I thought
she
his
even
sister was like, "Oh yeah, use the whiteboard." She's like, "All right."
yeah, she just has a whiteboard around her neck all the time. And I mean, as she can I just say I saw like the clips of the show so like I could read the what she writes. She literally writes out in katakana "my samurai master" every time she brings him up. That's like ma and then e and then za mu da e. Like she writes out "my samurai master" to imply that she's saying it in English.
Uh,
Oh, good job, Boo.
Man, it's
I
like
don't know what to do with you.
I want to talk about something, but
No,
not
go. Just go.
not
Just
too
go.
much to talk about. Tamaki was
You say that? You say that. I have so much to say about just individual things.
it's like little
Go
bits,
on.
but nothing like to the whole show itself.
I feel the entire show is nothing but little bits. Because the show itself has no cohesive narrative. The show is nothing but little bits.
Tamaki like makes her camera disappear. Like
She's
the first
magic.
time you meet her.
She's good at magic. And that camera never comes up.
Yeah.
She never fucking pulls out a camera ever again. I don't know why. It's like when you set stuff up, you imagine it's gonna pay off, but in Good Job Boo it doesn't because there is nothing to pay off to. There is no ending. There is nothing going on. It's just a bunch of fucking idiots hanging out. I
They
just
don't talk about her magic or her camera. Nope. Just
nothing.
I could just eat a
Nothing.
lot now. Yeah.
I can I just say how much I love that Kyoto sometimes talks like a man.
Oh yeah, for a few seconds, yeah.
The girls go, hey, talk more assertively. You always talk like very politely and goes, I mean, I just talk like that. I'm like, yeah, but dudes don't normally talk like that. He goes like, "What are you talking about? Talk more like a dude." And like, and then he goes, "It's like, what y'all doing? Y'all playing with me?" And they go like, "Oh!" And they start clapping.
I'm man level 2 now.
Well, yeah, that's the second time he's doing it to tell Tamaki what to do. Which, by the way, he fucking does JoJo poses. He does Joseph's pose when he's talking to Tamaki.
Oh, really? I don't think.
Yeah, the thing where his arms are crossed above his head and his head is tilted to the side. That's Joseph's pose. The one
Oh,
where he
yeah.
pulls out the clackers. What the fuck? And he just like no one says anything about it. They just see it as being part of being a man. I think because
And then
no
he
one
looks
makes
all
any
winded.
comment. Oh yeah, yeah. By the time he's done, he's like, oh, I'm exhausted. Which, by the way, that was a fantastic dialogue exchange. Just goes, "Hey, Tama." She was like, "What? My name's Tamaki." And he goes like, "All right, Tanuki." And she goes like, "That's not." And he goes like, "Fine. Would you rather Tanuki or Tama?" She's like, "Tama's fine." He's like, "All right, fucking, you're gonna have to chill on the cakes." And she goes, "I mean, I really like the cakes." And he goes, "She'll make them Monday and Thursday. How about that?" And I was like, "Okay." I was like, yeah, all right. And then like a little Sentai Ranger spirit leaves his body. And he goes, that's like a lot of work.
I don't.
The fuck what? And the first time he does it, we're like the girl. This is apparently Tama just shows up. Can we talk about the fact that she just shows up?
Yeah, like she was in the opening for like you could see the back of her hair.
Yeah, she has her head turned around, so you only see the back of her head. But she's always, and then like she shows up in the episode where she's like, you're right. The first thing she does is show them that she's at a camera, and she can do tricks with it and hide it. Because they go, isn't like having stuff like that in the school illegal? Like shouldn't they confiscate it? And he goes, they'll never take it from me, and then it just disappears. And they go like, whoa, where'd you put it? I was like, go ahead, check my pockets. And I check her pockets and it's not there. And then Megumi goes in her pocket and goes like, holy shit, it's here. And they go like, whoa, how'd you do that? And she was like, And that's it. That doesn't tell me who you are. That doesn't tell me why you're here. That doesn't tell me where you came from. None of that.
Just like fuck it, she's here now.
You're here now. This is exactly like Gaborade, where people show up and they're here now. And you don't get a choice.
After I was just like, yeah,
Uh,
okay, fine, she's here, whatever.
yeah, you see her the first time, and you're like, oh, what? Oh, okay. And then she stays for the rest of the show. It's like, well, I mean, all right, yeah, she's here now.
She's in the opening. Yeah.
She's in the opening and everything. In the opening, she uses the fucking camera to take a picture of them.
Yeah.
Hey, that camera never comes up again. Nope, no, it doesn't. Her thing is she eats a lot. Oh, and she's the youngest, so I guess there's that. She's the youngest of the group. She's the first year because at that point,
It's been a
Shoto
year.
and Megumi are second years. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's been like a whole
I
year in the show too.
Oh, time passes in the
It
show.
just
Like
happened.
remember, at the end of the show, they graduate. Like the three older ones, Mao, Shion, and Kirara.
Yeah. And Valentine's Day passed through twice. So
Yep, yep. Because it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. I okay. I don't know. Maybe it's just my experience, but like I know back home the thing is like girls give you chocolate on Valentine's Day and you return the favor on White Day. But boy, was he really sad not to get chocolate. He was like really, really sad. He
uh,
seemed like crushed emotionally.
he doesn't even seem like he like really likes them.
He doesn't because he doesn't seem to pay attention to them. The only one he seems to genuinely like is Megumi, sort of, because he seems to think of her very highly. That's kind of it, though. Like the other girls, he's like, oh yeah, they're here. They're my upperclassmen. They're cool, you know. Miles a bit weird because she bites me. Shion's a bit like out there because she doesn't know stuff. Hirata's basically a cat.
Yeah.
Uh,
I like the way
and
you
you
drew
know,
pictures for each of them.
oh fuck, let's talk about the drawings. Oh my god. So like he draws what basically looks like Godzilla, and then they go like, whoa, were you drawing? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, huh. What is this monster? And he goes like, yeah, it's not really a monster. And they go like, what is it? It's like, is it not obvious? Are my drawings that bad? And then I like go through, and there's like a little bubble inside of the monster. It goes like, components to make up the monster. Um, Patience, very little. Aggression, very high. High bite strength. And then like the more she reads it, she realizes, oh, it's me. Go fuck yourself. And she growls and attacks him again because it's
Yeah.
Mao. And that drawing was 100% accurate in terms of its descriptions. Then there's the then there's the drawing of Shion that they all mistake for a bizarre cuttlefish.
I don't know
And
how. It just looked like a girl with purple hair, but
it looks like her face. It looks
yeah,
like her face and her hair.
it's a
But yeah,
cuttlefish.
so they go cuttlefish. And he goes, that's not really. Actually, I think exactly what she says is she goes, like, what is this adorable creature? And he goes, I'm really amazed that you're the one asking me that, Shion-san. And then he goes, makeup of the creature's brain, 30% common sense. Nah, 30% genius. What is it? 30% genius, 30% lacking common sense. 10% noodles, 10%
But,
chess, and shit like that.
yeah.
And then when she realizes it's her, she goes, man, fuck you. You have to be punished. Mao, go get him. And then she attacks him again.
No, she bites him. She unbites him.
She unbites him herself.
Because then they do Megumi, and
I
she,
remember Megumi trying to bite
yeah,
because, yeah,
she
he's so
couldn't.
soft. He's so squishy and weak. It's amazing. He draws a little sugar plum fairy, and it's clearly her. And she goes, oh, it's just a little fairy? What's wrong, little fairy friend? He goes like, little fairy friend likes to make tea and likes to make cakes. And this is her forcing tea down her friend's throats. You shouldn't do that, little fairy. And then they go, oh, jeez. Because there's almost never a moment where Megumi is insisting that they drink her tea.
Would you like some tea all the fucking time?
All the fucking time. Which, I mean, it's not necessarily a complaint, but he said, he even goes like, it's never been that serious, but it feels like it might get to that point eventually. And then there's the picture of the fairy on a weight scale, and it looks sad. She's like, oh no, is she heavy? Do you feel sad about that little fairy? And then he goes, like, there's no weight here. And he goes like, yeah, I mean, you know. And then Ma goes, you should have put 50 kilograms. And he goes like, well, thank you for the real information. And that's what Miku goes, that's a lie. That's a lie. I measured myself without my clothes. I was 49.8 kilograms. And then Ma goes, all right, let's take the facts then. Remember that other week when you like weighed yourself and you weighed 50.5 kilograms? She goes, like, shut up. Uh, you're a liar. And then she tries to bite Koto, which does not go over at all.
Yeah,
He
and then
tried.
Kira is
Good
just
for
a
her.
cat.
Hirata, he just draws a cat. He just draws a cat. And they go like, is this a tiger? And he goes like, yeah, you could say that. It's like tiger, likes to eat meat a lot. She reads it in the way she talks. It's like tiger eats meat a lot. Tiger jumps from window in, out, in, out. Tiger sleeps. Tiger likes can't handle liquor. Tiger licks a lot. Tiger very strong. Tiger one weakness getting sniffed, which is a callback to when everyone was sort of like,
Dancing.
yeah, everyone was sort of like hanging
Why were they
out and
dancing?
I have no idea. This is the thing they were doing. What do you want me to say?
Alright.
They were dancing, and then as he was close to Kirara Kyoto, he sniffed her a bit, and she backed the fuck up. She backed up hard and like meowed aggressively at him, sort
Like
of.
a tiger or cat getting ready to attack you.
Yeah, like a cat that's getting ready to claw your shit. And so Kyoto looks and goes, Kyoto, fist, not tiger. He goes, yeah, it's about time we figured it out. Okay. Ah, jeez. And he goes like, Kyoto, this Kirata, isn't it? And he goes, yeah. She goes like, Kyoto, lies, lies, bad. Kyoto butted, and she fucking mauls him. Like she does the bite thing, because everyone does the bite thing, but
But
because
it tries. It looks like
Kirata,
she's trying to eat him.
it looks like she's fucking chewing on his head. Like about to rip his head off, like an actual tiger. It was amazing. God damn it, it was amazing.
Remember when they all cosplayed as like guys?
I was gonna say, do you remember when they were playing Twister?
Oh yeah. And
I
Megumi was like trying to win so hard against Shion.
knew it was gonna die. My girl was super soft and weak, so she couldn't hold any of the poses. And Shion's like, haha, all you have to do is realize what the best position to stabilize yourself is. And he was like, right foot red. And she goes, all right, right foot, oh. And then she thinks about it, she goes like, in the position to put myself to have the most ability. That's shameless, I'm not gonna do that, I give up. And she just drops out. Gumi wins. And I guess she goes like, that was a good one. I'll have to challenge you again next time. She goes like, I'm looking forward to it. And Kyoto's just like, what the fuck was that?
Because I think they say like a woman seeker or something all the time.
No, that's what they say about Mori-san getting really embarrassed about the hair thing.
I'd like to do it for
When
other
he's
stuff.
doing, I mean, they say it's a secret, or like, it's between us. But she straight up says it's a woman's secret when he does the hair thing for Mori-san. I want to keep talking about the brushing so bad, but go ahead about the dressing up.
Um, they went over each of the names as like, what if you were a guy, and then Mao is like Maho, the devil. Um, and Megumi, I think she was just Megumi.
Yeah, but they read it differently, so they pronounce it K.
Um, I forgot what Shion's was.
I also forget.
They skipped
I think it
Tamaki.
was. I think it was Shino.
Shino.
Yeah, like they wrote it differently, just like Mao.
Uh, and
And then
Tamaki just
Kid,
skips like hard, like, fuck her.
well, no, he does Kirara, and then he goes,
Yeah.
and then Tama go like is about to flip her card and go like and then they go like yeah, and we're good, and then he goes like oh fuck you, I'm like literally right here. You're gonna give everyone a nickname but me? This is discrimination. I should do something about this. Do you hate me? Fuck you. And like she's screaming in the background while they just continue to talk.
Out of nowhere,
Just
he gives like
ignore
the
it.
hardest burn to Tamaki.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like, I mean, whatever. He dunks on that girl. Oh, remember when she was sleeping in a cardboard box?
Yeah.
She was just sleeping in a cardboard box.
I think Shion brought her in a cardboard
What?
box. I don't know.
I mean, still, my point is the fact that she was sleeping in it, like curled up like a cat. You would have thought that's a thing Kirara did, but no, Tama did it. I mean, she's asleep for the longest time. Till a bunch of shit starts happening around her. That's when they were looking at the drawings. And then at the end of that, when like Kirara is mauling the shit out of Kyoto, Tamaki gets up out the box and is like, wow, what are you guys doing? Oh my
She
god.
was just in a box.
She's in the box.
Yep.
I don't know where the box is from. Don't know why she was sleeping in the box. She was sleeping in the box though. There's also the fucking about the dressing up thing. They made Kyoto dress as a girl, and they realized he looked prettier than them, and then they were disgusted by it.
And the worst part was he was into it. He was like, "Oh, I look pretty good."
Yeah, he looks in the mirror and he's like, "Is this me? Oh my god, I." And he says he goes from like Boku to Atashi, like speaking like a girl. I was like, "I look cute," and then the girls are just like, "This is fucking gross. Why did we do this? I'm mad. I'm actually mad. He looks prettier than me. Fuck him." Which I mean, you didn't watch the OVA, right?
No.
Okay, in the OVA they do it again, but this time they dress him up as a cat girl, and he gets really into it, and then they go, we should stop doing this. Let's never do this again." Like he says,
Uh,
yeah, and stuff. It's amazing.
like where does this come from?
Where? What does it have anything to do? What is happening? I don't understand. Oh,
Why is
fucking
there a girl with a
popular.
mask that like talks in the harshest way about him?
But only about him. Because I think
Like,
that she understands that her sisters like him. Because remember,
uh,
she makes the point that like when Geraldine and like his sister show up, and Geraldine gives Kasumi that hard knock in the solar plexus, and they go, hey, Kyoto, impress her, and he goes like, what? You know, do the thing. And I was like, Oreman? What the fuck is Oreman? And he was like, all right, oh Jesus!
I
And
don't know what that
Geraldine goes,
was.
bravo!
She writes bravo.
Well, she says bravo, and I was like, huh? And she writes bravo and explains what bravo means. And I was like, this is the master, bravo! And he was like, hmm. And I was like, the fuck is that? And that's when Santa says, oh, not only have you opened up your eyes beyond my sisters, you're also trying to get Geraldine too, you scumbag. And I say, Santa, are you okay? And she goes like, please, just call me Santa. And he goes like, oh no, who was it? Call me Sena or something like that, like a different way to say her name.
Yeah, her
And he
nickname.
goes, well, if you're gonna call me that, then you should just call me. Well, you shouldn't call me by my whole name. You should just call me Kyoto or something. And she goes like, oh. And then her mask goes like, and now you're trying to come on to me, you filthy pervert. And he's like, oh, this girl hates me. Which, I mean, everyone else wants to get, everybody else wants in. So, I mean, I guess someone has to not care.
It's just like out of nowhere, like, get your filthy hands off my sister, you creep. Like,
Like,
while
she
they're
doesn't
eating
say
dinner.
it, mind you.
Yeah.
Let's make that for the audience, because we keep saying the ventriloquist thing. She has a mask on her head, and the mask turns dark purple, and you hear her say vile shit. But it seems to be that not everyone can hear it, because the first time it happens, Kyoto goes, did anyone hear that? And then Ma looks at him and goes like, oh, you heard that too, right? And he's like, the fuck was that? And that's when she says ventriloquism, telepathy, ghosts. I don't know what you believe in, but take your pick. Any one of them makes sense. And then he goes, oh, okay. Well,
Really,
don't say shit about it though.
does
It
Mao,
really
like,
does.
never
Really
talk
doesn't
about
say
it?
that.
Like,
Yeah, I assume that she's been hearing it for years, and has just never said anything about it.
how are all their
She
hairs
just
in
kind of lets
different
it
color?
ride.
Actually, that's not the weirdest thing
That's
in the
also
show.
a good question.
It's not
Why
the weirdest
they all
thing,
have
though.
completely different hair? Yeah, yeah, it's not the weirdest thing, but it's still weird. That doesn't stop. Cause like, look, generally speaking, everyone has relatively normal hair colors, and then you get Megumi and Tamaki who are fucking green and pink. And it's like I mean, yeah, right, anime, but I don't understand when we're supposed to be realistic and when we're not. And the three sisters look completely different. Like Geraldine and fucking Kirara look pretty much the same. Geraldine has lighter hair, but that's about it. Geraldine just looks like a tiny version of Kirara with longer hair.
And a bit
They have
paler.
the same. Yeah, I think that's just because she was living in Canada for longer.
Yeah. When
Whereas
she
like
ran across the ocean to see her sister.
that's what he says, but you know we all saw her get off the plane. Which they're Canadian also. I didn't know that. Or at least I didn't remember that. I just remember that she came from a foreign country, and she always speaks in very very obvious English to her sister. Sister, sister, what are you doing?
My
Uh,
sister.
yeah, yeah. I still love my samurai master, and he responds with, "Oh, Jesus!" Like he's fucking Terry Bogard. All right. I oh fuck me. Good job, Boo. You're amazing. Okay, I want to go back to the hair. I really want to talk about the brushing.
Okay.
The brushing is like the best segment in the entire series to me. It's so good. It's so fucking nothing. Oh, so he brushes their hair. The first
I'm
girl,
sorry.
the first girl is Mal. Fuck you. The first time it's Mal. The second time it's Shion. And Shion is getting her hair brushed, and the thing about that one is like, she Megumi goes, "Your hair is like normally really silky. What happened?" And she goes, "I think when I was in gym and I was doing like the flips on the mat, my hair got all messed up." And she goes like, "Okay, do you want me to brush your hair?" And he was like, "Sure. Actually, Kyoto, why don't you do it?" And he goes, "Are you sure that's okay?" And I was like, "Yeah. I mean, go ahead." And then he starts brushing Shion's hair, but he takes the tips that Megumi gave him the first time he tried. He's like, first run through it with your hands. And Shion starts blushing and gets flustered, and like all the other girls are watching, like, wow, this is happening, isn't it? And then and after he finishes running his hands through, he just starts brushing very gently. And when it's over, and he seems a little embarrassed, I think, because he does like, he's kind of he's
He's a
close with
guy.
everybody.
Yeah.
But what impresses me about that is like that she gets up and then looks at Mao and goes like, Mao goes, "So you understand how it feels now, right?" And she was like, "Yeah, yeah, I get where you're coming from." Like there's just a mutual understanding there now. It's been done. It's done. They now have a mutual bond related to getting their hair brushed in a very intimate moment with a guy who's younger than them. Which I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know what it's doing for them. Again, they both seem to be somewhat into Kyoto by the way this whole thing wraps up with the final episode. By the way, it's not even a resolved romance. They just seem to be like they're very into him. They hang out alone, and then that's the end of that.
We'll be friends
Like
forever. Yeah.
we'll be friends forever. Fucking, oh, their buttons. Their buttons make a noise. Fucking okay. Anyway, so then
Then he
there's
does
that.
Megumi's hair.
Then he does
I think we talk about all the
Megumi.
hairs. She's like, my hair gets
Which she
longer.
make
Like it's
Yeah, she's like, "You're gonna be surprised by how long my hair is, because it's always tied up." And when she lets it go, it's like, "Oh shit, it's as long as Miles." Okay. And then he's brushing her hair, she has like a very strong response, and I feel that what it is that Megumi and Kyoto are both genuinely into each other, and aren't sure how to progress in any way. Because he does seem to be attached to Mao and Shion and everyone else, but he seems to think highly of Megumi most of all. If her worrying about her weight is one thing or another. Anyway, he's brushing her hair. She's like really responding to it, like getting really jittery and like breathing kind of anxious. And fucking Shion and Mao are like doing commentaries like, the angel has fallen now. And fucking there's a point where Shion mentions the code of Hammurabi. Like, what the fuck? What is up with you, girl? What are you doing? Cause like, basically the other girls get their hair brushed because fucking Megumi is gonna do it, and then she makes Kyoto do it. So they feel that I remember Shion says, as it has been written in the code of Hammurabi, that which the punishment which has been dealt to one must be reciprocated upon the aggressor. And it's like, the fuck are you? What is happening? Wait, what? What? And then he finishes and he gets up and they both go over to her, put a hand on her shoulder, go like, "There, now you've received your punishment." And then Kyoto just goes like, "What? What was that? What was any of that?"
I think they say
And
like
then
one secret.
yeah, that's when they say, "Ah, it's between us." And my favorite part is Morty, because Morty comes in, and this is after she had seen him once, and then she does a little twirl again. And this time she goes like, oh, like, because he just stares at her. And then she goes, ah, like this? And she does a twirl. And he goes like, yeah, oh, that's great. And then all of the girls kick him in the spine.
She,
Which,
they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
well, what I like about that is that Mao is the one who says, stop making my maid spin. And he goes like, I distinctly felt 4 feet in my back. Um, did did Bucho kick me 4 times? And the other girls just look away like, has nothing to do with me. And I was like, okay. And then he goes like, hey, so I'm sorry about this, but I know this is pretty weird, and I don't have the silky hair of a young woman. Like she says shit like that. Like where are we going? It's just, oh my god. Uh, I can't with that.
Like it feels like it's going to another. Yeah, like you said before.
Yeah, it feels like this is gonna get
narrative.
really like intense, and it's like, nah, it's just gonna brush his hair, and she fucking, oh my god. She was like, I mean, you probably don't want to touch this old lady. She says, oh, like Oba-san, like old woman. And he goes like, she says, I don't really have the silky hair of a young girl, and I know you probably don't want to touch this old lady's hair, and like, but it's a good job booth club event, so please. And he goes
What
like,
does that
no,
mean?
it's fine. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Mal just called over to make her do it. Like, because then Mao and Shion sit there and they like go, all right, it's time for the competition of a lifetime. The world's most supreme woman and the world's most dense man. Let's go. Like Mao starts to scream Lord commentary, and then like he goes, hey, I'm gonna run my hand through your hair. Is that okay? And she's like, hey, yeah. And then he runs his hand through her hair. She goes, ah, and he's like, oh, and he's on the offensive. Look at him going in hard. I was told by his family that Kyoto's been charming the older women since he was 4 years old. Maybe it's that skill at work. And then he goes, what do you think, commentator Shion? And she goes, well, I mean, I'll admit, Kyoto has very strong attacks. We've all been on the receiving end of that before. But I feel like Mori-san has the will to pull it through. She goes like, all right, and back to the battle. And then it's just him. Yeah, and he goes like, okay, well, now I'm gonna start brushing. And she goes like, oh, okay. And he starts brushing, and he brushes. And she seems like
Oh
kind of
my
like antsy.
god. Every time
Like
you say
he's
that, she
heavy.
just starts brushing.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is-
fuck you, fuck you. You and I both know that's like exactly what happened. He just starts brushing.
That's
So
fair.
he starts brushing, and then she starts getting like breathing anxiously. He goes, okay. Would you like if I give you a scalp massage? And she goes, I mean, I don't really. And it's like, no, it's completely fine, Like, she goes, I mean, you finished. She goes like, no, it's okay. And then he goes to start the massage, and she like lets out a moan, and then gets up, and then everyone goes like, all right, and the battle's been decided.
She
And
looks defeated.
and she gets up, and she's like, embarrassed now. And I was like, and I was like, winner, Dense Hero Kyoto. And he was like, okay, all right. And then Marty goes like, yep, I really lost. And he goes, okay, all right, sure, I don't know what happened, but okay. Fucking. And he also brushes his sister's hair because he I also love that when he brushes his sister's hair at home. She says, it's because she thinks that the president, who is 17 and tiny, is a probably 10-year-old girl, an elementary schooler, who is named Mao, but she calls him Ma-chan. So, they're sitting at home. She's like, man, Ma-chan's hair is amazing. He was like, what? I was like, it's so fluffy. It's like a doll. And he was like, yeah, but it's real work to brush. And she goes, excuse me. It's like, like long hair, like hers is like really curly and really wavy, so you have to brush it a lot, otherwise it gets like knots. And she goes, did you brush your hair? Like she says that and like antagonizingly, like questioningly, like she's pressing him,
Like,
like
are
as
you
if to
serious?
say,
You
yeah,
really brush your hair?
but like it's the way she's saying it. It sort of feels like she's going like, "Did you cheat on me?" And it's like, what? What is happening? What the? Why are all of you so hard on this? And then, he goes like, I mean, yeah. And she goes and undoes her hair and hands him a brush. She goes, do it. And he's like, what? They're gonna brush my hair now. He goes, okay. And he follows the routine. Hands through the hair. She gets a little anxious. He just starts brushing. And by the time it's over, she was like, okay, thank you. Hey, you're gonna brush my hair every time I go to the bath now. And I was like, oh man, I didn't want to do that. There's no pleasure to that. It was just a thing he was doing. Not even like he fucking ever did it to begin with because he wanted to. He just does it because the girls sort of force him to work at their pace. And then the last brushing thing, which is my personal favorite brushing thing, is when Sayada just walks in one day with a younger Mori-san. And is like, hello, I'd like to speak to, Shinomiya Kyoya-sama. And I was like, hey, how's it going? And she goes, listen, I'll have you know that you have, defeated my mate, Mori-san, and I, as the current leader of the, what was it? Amatsuka household. I cannot stand by that. And so I am here to have Mori-san, the younger, challenge you. And I was like, what? The fuck are you talking about? And she goes, and Mori-san, the older, goes, yeah, I heard you defeated my mother in some sort of challenge. And it's not to say, I'm sorry that you have to put up with this. And he goes like, what? He goes, oh! Just they hand him a brush. And he goes like, oh, okay. Um, do I have to do this? Please. You would disgrace my honor if you did not go through with it. He goes, okay. And then he goes, I lose. I surrender. I give up.
Wait, you
And
forgot to
then
say she was gonna kill herself. It was like,
no. She goes, if Mori-san is to lose, then she will, as is her duty as her mate, die.
yeah.
But my point is, he goes, oh, okay. I lose. I give up. And he goes like, okay, well, thank you very much, and thank you for taking that loss. And I was like, yeah, it's okay. And then, Mori gives him the chocolates, because they brought him chocolates, because it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And then she goes, coward. She walks past him, she whispers in his ear, coward. And he looks at her and goes like, what? What? What is with you people? And you know what? That's a fair way to feel about it. What is with you people? The fuck is up with you people?
That's every one of them.
And then the actual final brushing bit is with Kirara, and they're having a nice moment alone in the club room.
Yeah.
Where she sort of shows her feelings insofar that she says, "Is hanging out with me boring? I like hanging out with you. Do you mind brushing my hair? You're the only person. I'm the only girl whose hair you haven't brushed." Which I guess is sort of true, except for Geraldine and Seda, but they're not really around all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fucking. Oh, and Tamaki, but then again, that girl was.
I think it was at the end of when he brushed Megumi's hair, the end of the episode. They were like, now it's your turn. And she was like, no. So it was implied.
Well, no, because Shion had her in, like, her lap, remember? Like, it was Shion who was gonna brush her hair, not Kyoto.
Okay. I thought they moved to Kyoto. Alright, never mind.
No, I don't think so. Not the way they were talking. Which, by the way, guess what? We just had a dialogue about whether or not Tamaki got her hair brushed, Isaiah.
Yes, we did.
Can I say that to you? Do you realize what we just did? You're like, wait, did he brush her hair? I don't think so. Like this. What the fuck? Look at what this show does to you.
Makes you
There's a
think
genuine
about
thought process about whether or not he brushed a girl's hair. Why is that a thing we're talking about?
I don't know how the show does it.
Fucking good job, Boo. This is the best show ever. Fuck you. There's that episode where they're like, hey, we're going to the pool. And he's like, what? And then he walks in and they're all in swimsuits with like pool supplies, like a beach volleyball and a fucking water guns. And he goes like, why are you guys in swimsuits? And he's like, well, duh. If we're going to the pool, we should be in swimsuits. And then like he's looking around, and it's like everyone looks pretty nice, all in all. And Mori-san looks really nice because she's wearing like a little pareo. It's like the sort of shawl that goes over the bottom part of a swimsuit. Like some people, it's more common in like Polynesian countries, and it's a very nice beach style, usually intended for older women, which is why I assume it was the older Mori at that point. But I don't actually know. Who the fuck knows? Who really knows? They look identical. So, and then she sees him and goes like, "Oh, like this?" And then she does a twist. He's like, "Ah," and then they kick him the fuck out the door. And goes, "Stop making the maid twirl." And he goes, "I didn't make her do anything." And they close the door, and then they open the door, and then they're all in yukatas. And I was like, what? And he was like, "Well, after the pool, you want to go to like a festival, right? It's so everybody does it." And he's like, "Right, but we're like still in the room." Then he looks at Mori again, and yet again she twirls. And he goes like this, and she twirls. At which point they kick him out of the room again. Which it like over the course of the show, it becomes more and more evident that the other girls are into him because they're also assaulting him whenever he seems interested in Mori. But
He never
fuck
gets it.
me fuck me if that romance is ever resolved. It's not.
Nope.
It's never even like directly brought up, even though it's very obviously pointed out in all of their interactions. Fucking good job, Boo. Anything else you want to talk about? Because oh, I could talk about
They
the
just
tap dancing
came.
for forever.
They just came with Halloween costumes. The other little
Not the
good
little
job club,
sisters.
the middle school good
Yeah,
job club.
the middle school good job club, which is Seda, Geraldine, and Kasumi. Yeah, he just came to school like in the middle of August, dressed up in fucking Halloween costumes. I'm like, hey, trick or treat. And he was like, it's August. And then she goes, well, duh. We formed our own good job club. Although technically it's an association because there's only three of us. But next year we'll just grab a first year and then, we'll be good. But for now, as is makes sense for the good job club, like, why would you do it, the Halloween thing when everyone's expecting you to do it? We should surprise them. That's why we're doing it in August. And then Mao goes like, ha ha ha, very smart move. But you realize you'll never be on my level. At which point, because Mao's not dressed up like a little girl and talking the way she normally does, for some reason Kasumi just goes with it. She was like, oh, Ma-chan is in her president form right now. Like, what the fuck? Alright, whatever.
Which
Whatever.
is completely gave up.
Yeah. And she just gave up. And she goes like, yeah, but do you think you can beat the original Good Shot Club? She's like, Machana, you're on their side. He's like, well, yeah, I'm their president. She's like, you're younger than me. Fuck you. At which point, like, I remember that, like, the first time they show up, and then, like, Miles pretending to be Machan, like the little girl. Sada's about to say something, and then, like, Miles goes up to her, grabs her by the shoulders, and goes, shut your fucking mouth. You're a smart kid. You're a good kid. Keep your mouth shut. And then, like, she looks back at Kasumi and goes, I am in fact the middle sister of the Amatsuka household. Megumi is the oldest, I am the middle, and Mao is the youngest. And they're like, yay, Mata! Fucking amazing. Oh,
She
you're
was
right,
trying
yeah.
so hard to keep it together, and then she just gave up at the end. I'm like, okay, whatever.
I mean, Kasumi's still behind it, so
Yeah,
it works.
so she even try a bit. Um,
Didn't even really need to try, probably, no.
so I was gonna ask at the beginning, like, what do you think the point of the Good Job Club is? Like how's
Nothing.
it a good job? What's the Good
It's
Job
not.
Club?
No, no, no. The good job is you coming to terms into being yourself. Do what you like, nothing else. That's the good job.
So how can you become like president? She's like, now I'm
I don't.
president to you. You're president now.
I honestly don't know, because I don't think that there's a real hierarchy. I think the position of president is just an empty position. Like, I don't think you actually do anything. So, because like it seems to be that the point of the good job is just to hang out. and be yourself in whatever way you want to be, and try not to be, you know, boring. But they're all fucking weirdos, and I don't know why. I guess she picked Kyoto because she was like, well, Kyoto gets it now. He gets that like you can be goofy and weird and still like do okay in life,
But what was
which
the
is
point
sort
where
of
he never
how I
got it?
understood.
That's
Huh?
not. What was the point where he never got it?
I don't think there. I think he just came to accept that this is what it is, and he was like, okay, like like he stopped asking questions. He just sort of went along with everything. I think that's it. Because remember, towards the beginning, he was more like, "Why are we doing this?" or "What are you doing?" or
I
"Why is that?" But then past a certain point, he just started going along with everything.
yeah.
Like when they started dancing, he's like, "All right." He's like, brush her hair. He's like, "All right." I do this. All right.
So do you think like the author intended us to like send a message like, yeah, just go along with everything?
I don't know if that
Because
was. I don't know if the author had a genuine intent.
I feel like he did.
I I don't know because Good Job Boo feels like it's so many different stories jammed together. I don't know if there's a like a real thematic takeaway
I know.
so
That's
much
why
as
I
it
feel
might.
like he wanted us to go along with everything. Just like, yeah, yeah, go along with it.
Oh, I thought you meant like a genuine lesson you should take from it. You just mean like is the ethos of the series just go along with what's happening?
It could also be like a general message, like, yeah, just go along with
Yeah, that see,
things in
like I
life.
don't think that there's an actual message there so much as I think the premise, the good job, or like the thing you're supposed to come away from it is it that there is no real grand thing going on. That it's just a bunch of little things that you live through day to day life. I don't know if there is like a grand thing there because it feels so insane and bullshit. I don't know.
Because they also have like Tamaki come out of nowhere, and she also didn't ask questions. Like, yeah, she's in.
Yeah, but then I don't know. Cause like when they say how she shows up, they say that they just grabbed her in a bag. They literally
Yeah.
stuffed her in a bag and brought her into the room. And then they imply that that's also what happened to Kyoto.
But she was also asking questions like, what was the point of this club?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like she took over that spot from him.
Yeah.
Like
So
that's what
that's
I
what I
mean. Like
feel
he
like. It's
went
supposed to
to.
be a message. Like the author did that intentionally.
I don't know if that's like a message for you to take to life, though. I don't know if that was the point. Something could have a thematic idea, but not necessarily be like a takeaway for you to live your life by. You know what I mean?
I know, but most of the stuff was for gimmicks or like setups later on. Not this stuff.
That's how I feel. Yeah, that's mostly all about gimmicks. So it's all about like dumb, goofy
Except for
bullshit.
this part, like, oh, you have to pass on the like, go on the flow. I don't know. That's what I feel.
I
I'm not sure though.
I don't know because you know what? They end up hanging out anyway, but they don't stop hanging out.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. In the OVA that's set after they graduate, they just went to go hang out again. Nothing actually changed.
Uh,
And I didn't read the light novel, so I don't know if the graduation is like the last one, or if the graduation is like the third one, and then it just keeps going.
oh, maybe I'm thinking too hard about this.
That's what I mean. I think that you're expecting there to be like a life lesson thing,
Overarching.
but
Yeah.
I don't feel that there actually is. It's like oh girl, I don't expect anything from you.
Mm.
It feels like it's just set up for you to be able to enjoy this, and like it was in a way an attempt to steer away the and resolve the relationship thing, although nothing actually changed. You know,
Yeah.
and I feel that like writing wise, it might have just been more of an excuse to actually wedge forward the romance. I don't really think there was a thought to it. I don't know. Maybe just be my experience in reading stuff like this, where they like go goofy, 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 serious, 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 goofy, 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 serious. Like Jitsu Awatashi was exactly like that. There's no real life lesson at the end of it.
No.
It's,
This
it's
girl's
just
goofy. Everybody's goofy.
it's just wrapping up its story.
Mm. But there's like so much going
Although,
on.
yeah, I know, but that's why I say like with Good Job Boo, it feels like everything is supposed to be its own story, but for some reason they're all here together. You know,
Yeah, like
like all of the girls remind me that they should be from completely separate romance stories and stuff like that, but they're not separate. They're all together and they're just kind of coexisting, rather than there is a actual thread, a through by story. You
that's
know
what
what
I
I
feel like the
mean?
author like accidentally made like a gimmick. He was trying to go for a gimmick show, and it was a gimmick show, but he made like some really good like narratives, serious parts that could go somewhere. But it
Sure,
does.
but I don't think that's intentional.
I know that's what I
I
mean.
think,
It's unintentional. Like
yeah, but if it's unintentional, then it doesn't matter, does it?
I guess
Because
not.
like what you take away from something is more about the way you like interpreted the art rather than what the art was intended to do. So if that's what you took away from it, then that's what you took away from it. My point is, it wasn't intended. Like I don't think he went into it trying to do that. And if he just did it, it was probably his intent was probably just to get away with jamming the actual romantic tie-up and giving them a scene because there's so much like tension, romantic tension throughout the show and throughout the
So
story
why do you
so
make
far.
romantic tension?
Because it's good, it works, and
It's
whoever,
it's just
how
like
many goofy things have we read with romantic tension?
fair point.
Yeah, yeah, it just works. I mean, what do you want me to say?
I mean, Jitsu and
That's kind of the
Tasha, I
cynical way
think
to
they
look at
get
it.
together. I still haven't finished it.
Well, yeah, yeah, but Jitsuwa Watashi was a legitimate harem. This not this isn't really. It has harem elements, but I don't think it's actually a harem thing because a harem thing would have emphasis on the romance. Does this?
Okay, but you know Flag? Flag
Yeah,
had like an overarching narrative. Like they're
yeah,
trying to send a message.
exactly. But this doesn't have that. That's my point.
Okay.
Like it seems to just be a bunch of vignettes till we have to wrap up one part of their life. You know? Because when you live day to day, time passes by, and some shit has to change. It's that's more just the net. Like I feel like Good Job was actually just following their dumb bullshit at school, and this is just sort of how they've gotten along day to day. Remember, time actually passes. I don't think that there was an intended narrative so much as it's just a slice of life thing. It's a very weird slice of life thing that's mostly jokes, but it's a slice of life thing. I don't think there is like a grand narrative. I think it's like No Non Biori, where No Non Biori is just girls living in the country. The only difference is this is people hanging out in a club room. And now where No Non Biori is very realistic and it's actually just girls living in the country, this is not hyper realistic. It
Does
feels like a
time
bunch
pass
of
by no number? Does it like end up time passing by?
uh not that I've read,
Because
but
that's
it's
like the
possible.
difference between these two shows.
Yeah, but still, my point is still it's in essence just day to day life. That I don't think there is like a actual narrative so much as it is just a case study of the way their life is.
Mm. Okay. Well, yeah,
Hello?
that's what I'm thinking about after I finish it. Because like when they graduated, it made like, oh, this is kind of like not gimmick anymore, except for
I don't
the
know.
eating part.
I don't know, man. When you say that, that feels to me that there is supposed to be. It just feels like the passage of time in regular life. Like when you go to high school with your friends, eventually some of you graduate. You know, especially if you're friends with people in the year above you. Like when I went to high school, most of my friends were in the year above me, and when they graduated, I was alone. But like you know what? That just kind of happens. It's not that we never hung out again. We still hang out from time to time. but it's not the kind of thing where you see where like you just have to accept that as time goes on, stuff like this happens. Go with it, which
Hmm.
seems to be the ethos of the club anyway. But I don't know if there's like a
But
grand
you said he wasn't
narrative
trying to send a
as like.
message about it, so.
But that's what I mean. But like, I feel that that's the theme of what's happening, but
Uh,
not something you should take away from it. Like, I don't think there's like an intentional. Yeah, you gotta learn to grow up. I feel like that's just the story that's being represented. Like
uh,
Oyasumi Punpun's about growing up, isn't it? There's a lot of stuff that's just about growing up.
uh,
Whether or not it reflects your experience or you take something away from it is independent from the fact that the story is just about growing up. Like, stories in general are more about interpretation than intent, because you can't actually assume intent. Intent is the kind of nebulous thing that you'll never actually understand. Because, or maybe I'm just saying this from the perspective of someone who does write music and write poetry and shit like that, where like what I intended has nothing to do with what you get from it. What you get from it means more to you than what was intended. You know? So
okay.
I don't think there was any intent to write like a story where you go like, yeah, I should grow up. I feel like that was just the story that's being written,
Okay, so this is just
and
like interpretation of this
yeah,
goofy
this
show.
goofy bullshit thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's how I look at it. But maybe that comes from my own experience as a person who makes art and shit like that. Where like I'll write something and like somebody will read it and they go like, wow, this makes me think of blank blank blank, and I go like, that is not what I meant at all. But sure, if that's what you got from it, that's good for you. Like I write stuff to reflect how I feel and how I think. How other people read into those things is independent from what I intended. Get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I think
But
all
overall, you
art
can
in
still
general
enjoy
is
it.
like that.
Yeah.
All art in general is like that. Yeah, I don't think that intent has to define the way you enjoy or appreciate art. I'm just saying that intent is independent. Like the second something is put out there for you to enjoy, intent is unimportant because you can never actually know the intent without asking the director or the writer or whatever personally. I think from there it's all about interpretation. Which is what I'm saying. Oh, if that's what you got from it, that's cool. I don't know if that's what he intended because I don't know if he intended anything.
Yeah, I don't think he
The,
intended that.
yeah, I think it's just the narrative or the theme of the overall piece. And you know what? I fucking love it. I love Good Job Boo so much. But everything I love about Good Job Boo is the really weird day to day shit. The wrap up is nice, but I don't feel it actually ended anything because no one ever actually voiced any of their feelings.
Yeah,
Instead,
there's
it just
no
felt
like,
like,
there's no wrap up.
yeah, there was no resolution. It was all still left in the air.
Because Megumi was
The
like,
only
"Oh, she's actually embarrassed," and the guy was like, "What does that mean?" And it's like she never actually said how she feels about him or anything, or we don't know exactly how
I
she feels
think,
about him.
yeah, I mean, like honestly, it feels that everyone has a thing for him. Like the fact that they all get mad at him whenever he's like gushing over Mori-san is like, it's very clear that they're upset that he's interested in a woman, which is like jealousy. And then it's not really just mad at him for nothing. Or like if we remember all those scenes where like Kyoto or like Mao or Megumi sort of wonder if they made him mad, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
how that really gets to them because
Hmm.
they don't want him to be mad at them. And why would you care whether or not someone's mad at you unless they mean something to you? I don't really give a shit if people are mad at me unless I care about them. At which point that does affect me on an emotional level. Like there's the first Valentine's thing where like no one's gonna give him chocolate, and he's like really upset about it. And then they go like, well, yeah, we made a deal not to give you chocolate. And he's like, you made a deal not to give me chocolate? Fucking whatever. And he just like kind of shuts up, and then the mall like gets all fixed. He was like, oh come on, you're not like mad, are you? I was like, huh? He's like, come on. He's like, hmm. And she's like starts getting nervous. It's like, you're not supposed to be mad at me. You don't get mad at me when I bite you. You don't get mad. Why are you mad at me now? And like, yeah. And then the same thing happens later when fucking he's talking with Megumi. He goes like, hey Megumi, have you ever been mad? And she goes like, well, I mean, I've been mad here and here. More importantly, have you ever been mad? And he goes, yeah, sometimes. I just I don't see the reason to fight people because I know that when I'm mad, all I'm really gonna do is make things difficult for everyone. Like there, I think that's just them growing closer together as people. I don't know if there's any thematic, genuine takeaway. It's just the development of their relation, their intimacy as two people who know each other very well. But there's a lot of that, and then it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Fuck you. It's good job, boo. Like that's what I feel about Good Job Boo. Like I feel like Good Job Boo is a lot of ramp up to fucking nothing. It feels
Literally.
like there's so many different storylines. It's like that girl's probably from this kind of story. That girl would fit better in this kind of story. That girl would better, but they're all just kind of sitting here and hanging out, and that's kind of it. Which is why I like the idea of like maybe it's all about like you're supposed to understand. And you get I don't know if you fucking intended that. I don't know if you intended shit. I mean, if that's what you take away from it, you take away from it. The way I get this story is it's just people hanging out, and then it's over. Because sometimes people have to leave. But as for Good Job Boo, like when you look at the OVA, they're still hanging out. They graduated. They're in completely different places. They're still hanging out for some fucking reason. Like the OVA takes place in America. I could swear it's New York. I can't remember. But the thing is, they all went on a trip together and they just sit in a hotel room for Christmas. And that's when they do all their usual bullshit of like, hey, I want to brush your hair. And then like the part where it's like, hey, we're gonna get dressed up for Christmas, yay! And then like they look at Kyoya and they're like, hey, you gotta get dressed up. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll be Santa. And I'm like, no. And they pull out like cat ears and he goes like, oh god damn it.
I still don't get how they can be so content with like not going anywhere, but okay.
That's what I
This
mean.
show
I
is
don't feel that there was like a point to get to because there's no actual narrative. It's just day to day life. It's literally the most nothing thing I've ever seen. I think the only thing that could be more nothing is something like Dog Days, where Dog Days is pretending to be something. That's the only thing that's more nothing to me, because Dog Days is implying that there's stakes, even though there never are. This doesn't. This also like ramps up to an idea, like oh maybe they're gonna resolve their feelings, but then they don't. But like Dog Days does the entire show ramping up, versus this doesn't. The only way I can feel is in this more nothing than this. But see, like, despite it being nothing, it's a lot to talk about. There is stuff we could go on and on about. Like the way the relationships build, or like some of the things that happen, the way they talk to each other. I am like 100% sold that like older Mori-san is like, I can't believe a young guy is like into me, even though that's not what happens.
uh,
Anything else you want to say?
uh, no, I think that's it.
Okay. About as for me, there's multiple endings to the show. Like there's the one opening, and there's multiple endings to the show because you know it's different girls. You can get them to sing differently.
Oh, the
Easily,
credits.
Lala's my
Yeah.
favorite. Lala's my favorite, no doubt, hands
Lala.
down.
What-
I mean Kirara, but like it's
Oh.
Watashi Dake no Purely Sky.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's like the song goes like da sora eyo, la la tora you. Yeah, so that's why I said it. But like Kirara's ending is easily my favorite.
Oh, I like the first one with Mao and
Oh
his
yeah,
sister
yeah.
Megumi.
I there's like a lot of movement and it's like vaguely samba-esque with a lot of interesting like weird bouncing chord progressions that go into the synthesizer for the background. And it's like it got a polyrhythm for its drum section, which is like more kind of Afro-Cuban music. And I was like, wow, that's a really adventurous take for a fucking song.
Hmm.
Um,
Who
All right.
who's your
I guess
favorite?
that's a tough question. Honestly, I like pretty much everyone except for Mao because Mao doesn't really have all that much going on for me. Like she's basically just yeah. It's funny that you said like she kind of seemed like Taiga. To me, she feels exactly like Taiga in terms of temperament.
Mm.
She's like aggressive and mouthy, but if you like, if at any point she feels emotionally vulnerable, she'll fucking lose it. So that's like, she reminds me a lot of Taiga in that sense. And I was like, I don't know. That personality type never did anything for me.
I guess
Versus like
that's me with
everyone
the
else
other
has
ones.
something. I like everyone else significantly better. Which is why I'm like, the only one I'm not super big on is Mao. Everyone else is like, oh, there's something going on there. I like that. Like, I love that because Shion reminds me of like a bunch of the girls from Show Me Example, where they're like, completely ignorant of the regular life. Like they call it the commoner's life, but like they just fuck. It seems it feels to me that that it should be easy to understand. Because there's instructions on the box, girl. Why are you trying to eat the fucking ramen dry? You didn't read the instructions on the package?
I guess she just
Why?
assumed it was super like this. I don't know.
And then when she buys her the hamburger from McDonald's,
Oh
which
yeah,
by the way,
they just
he
have
shortens,
McDonald's.
he says Mac, like the way people say McDonald's.
Yeah.
So I'm amazed. Anyway, he says it's like saying Mickey D's instead of McDonald's. Like we all know what the fuck you're talking about.
How's it not talking
Um,
great? I don't know.
so he buys her a burger and fries, and they're like, "What do I? Is there anything? Is there like etiquette I should follow?" He's like, "Nah, just eat it." And she's about to eat the fucking burger with the wrapper.
Yeah.
This is really about to eat the wrapper.
It's like no wait. You had to take out the wrapper first.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, "No, just like eat it." Like he figured you would realize it's a wrapper. Why would you bite the wrapper? But she was about to fucking chomp it, and he goes like, "Whoa, hey, hold on."
Take out the wrapper first before you eat the
There
hamburger.
you go. There you go. But she does seem really sweet, and like that time where it's funny. Kyoto gets more assertive as time goes on. He's willing to go like, yeah, fuck it, I'll speak my mind. And I feel that's mostly just because after spending enough time with these lunatics, you just kind of get more used to it, you know.
Hmm.
But there's like that part where I think it's Mal. Mal pulls up the cat ears and the tail,
Yep.
and
And
then like
she's like,
yeah.
wants her to cosplay. Tamaki to cosplay.
Yeah, she was like, "Hey, Tamaki, here, look." Oh no, because Tamaki gets up before Mao says anything. He was like, "Hey, where are you going?" And she goes like, "I'm leaving because I know what you're gonna do, and fuck that." And, and then like Kyoto goes like, "Oh, that sucks." And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "I mean, you would look really cute with it." And she's like, "You mean I would look cute with the cat ears and the?" She had like paw gloves. And he's like, yeah, I would love to see you in there. And then like mom goes like, see, he's in, and she goes like, all right, I guess I'll do it. Goes, where are the? Wait, where's the thing? And then it like turns around to Shion with the cat ears and the paws.
She's like meow, meow.
Yeah, she goes, yeah. And then like he looks at her, and they all look at her, and then she goes like, oh, I guess it looks awful on me. That's fine. I guess I don't fit two things. And like Mom goes like, no, that's not why I fucking And then Kyoto just goes, oh yeah, no, you're beautiful. Yeah,
I thought
I just wasn't expecting it.
I thought Mal put her
Fuck
down
it.
first, like, oh, she doesn't look as cute as Tamaki or something.
Oh no,
And
what
then
she says is, yeah, I mean, I don't really think you should be. Ma's exact words, I think, are to the effect of, it doesn't look as good as I thought it would. Like the
yeah,
overall idea of the stuff. She's like, maybe no one should put it on. Fuck it. I thought it would be cuter, but I guess it's not. Versus like, so see, that doesn't feel like a put down to me. It would otherwise it would be a little more direct, like, oh, you look awful in that, or that looks stupid.
uh,
What she says is a lot vaguer, like, uh, I guess it's not as cute as I thought it was gonna be. Like, as if to say, the costume itself is eh. But like Kyoto just like goes like, "Oh yeah, no, you're beautiful. I just was, I was shocked." Uh, and she was like, "Oh, okay." And like that's what I mean. But like there's little things that all of them make it clear that they're into Kyoto, and he's just like, "Eh, what's happening?"
Still,
And
the
I like
first time
Mori.
when he saw Mori, he like lost his shit like a real maid.
To be fair, yeah, it's a real maid.
Fine.
That's not a thing you can see.
I'm too used to extreme anime. It's like, oh yeah, it's a maid.
Yeah, no, I mean like a person you see.
It's just a maid.
No, fuck you. That's not the thing you see.
Yeah.
That's like a movie thing. You
Yeah.
have to understand it from his perspective as like a day-to-day life person. If you grow up just seeing people in like school uniforms and like adults dressed in regular clothes, seeing a maid dressed like a maid from a Victorian painting is not a thing you ever expect to see.
Uh,
Like you're thinking of it as, oh, I'm watching a show. Well, like that's not weird. No, I mean think about it as you're walking around and then you see a girl standing next to a Victorian maid.
uh, she's super formal too. Okay.
Yeah, that's like, whoa, what? They're real? It sort of has that feel. It's like fucking like you're walking and then literally Mary Poppins is pushing a baby stroller across the street. Like, whoa, hold on, what?
But yeah,
That's what
the
that was.
Akamatsu family is super rich.
Yeah, their family is super rich, which I guess is much based on the fact that they seem to be going to a really nice school.
But they never talk about it.
Yep. Well, I mean, the most they say is that, oh, we have a maid. Our family is, wealthy. And that's it. It's like Tom on the camera. Why, is the camera ever going to come up again? Nope. Nope. Fuck
Oh,
you.
she's
We're good.
also a priestess.
Wait, what?
She's also a priestess, Tama. When she was
Oh,
doing the
right. She
ritual.
lives at a shrine.
Yeah.
She lives at a shrine. So, like, they saw her in the Nico outfit. And I was like, yeah, on New Year, sometimes I have to do this shit. She has, like, 6 siblings.
Yeah.
She mentions that. She's the eldest, I think, right? Because she
Mhm.
says, like, I fucking hate kids. I hate little. Because they go like, oh yeah, Tama's so selfish. I bet she's a single only child. She was like, nah, I got a bunch of little siblings. They fucking suck.
There's no room to share the candy. Something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Because Tama's thing is food. It's really what it boils down to. She's all about food. Which in its own way is kind of funny to me. I don't know. I find the fact that like about Tama, like what I like about her is that she reminds me of fucking Iruma from Danganronpa, where it's
Mhm.
like she talks hot shit, but if you just push on her, she like bends over. She's like weak. She's weak.
He has his
Like she
man
goes,
voice.
oh no, fuck you, and then he goes, hey, shut up, and she was like, okay. It's immediate. It's an immediate back down. He backs down. You know that? You remember that movie about the guy who wants to do UFC, Never Back Down? She's the opposite of that movie. She always backs down. I love it. I love it so much. It's funny. She'll talk shit, but if you push on her, and like that's it. The only person she doesn't give into is Mao, and I think she doesn't give into Mao because Mao's tiny. God, do you remember that time that like Kyoto's getting a back massage from Mao, like the Thai massage where people step on your back,
Oh yeah.
and
And
like
then
Shion goes like, "Can I do that?" And then he goes like, I don't know. She goes like, "Yeah, I'm probably a little too heavy." And Megumi just goes, "Hey, it's my turn." She just fucking stomps, shatters his spine. And I was like, "Heavy, heavy, heavy, heavy,"
I'm
and she
dying.
like looks really sad. I'm gonna fucking die.
She's all like, oh,
Fucking
Pat.
yeah, she's like, and I love that like fucking Shion. Every time Shion vaguely mentions like nutritional facts, Megumi loses her shit. Like, oh yeah, the calories you get from fat. She's like, shut up! Ah! She like covers her ears because she doesn't want to hear it. And then Mao just goes, I mean, to be fair, you got big boobs, so that works out, right? And she's like, shut up! Doesn't make me feel better. I weigh 50, which is why when Tama like was like, oh, I mean, well, they make a point about Tamaki eating potato chips. They're like, potato chips are mostly fat, and then Gummy's like, stop it, or what the fuck? And it's like, yeah, you're gonna get fat. And Tamaki goes, I mean, I never get fat, no matter what I eat. And Megumi just goes nuts. She goes nuts. She's so fucking mad. Uh,
And that's kind
so
of because
yeah,
like she's a straightforward character. Like, I mean, not straightforward. She's always like the nice person.
she's very gentle and sweet. That's what she's constantly for going like, you want tea? You want snacks? You want That's why the point that Kyoya makes about this never a fucking moment where she isn't giving me tea. I thought that was pretty funny. He draws the fairy like forcing tea down people's throats. But yeah, man, I like pretty much everybody. I think I have a particular fondness for Mori, but that's mostly just me. And the few times that she's there, how impressive it is every single time. I fucking love that coward line. That coward line is like my favorite thing in the entire show. When you get to see all of the hairbrushing scenes, and then it goes, coward.
Coward.
You're like, what? Come on, come on, fucking. Uh, oh, I love you. Good job, boo. Alright, but yeah, I mean, like, I like pretty much everyone except for Mal. Mal's pretty whatever to me. And I think it's just because she's basically Taiga, and the thing I liked about Taiga was her relationship to Yuji, not herself. She was more interesting in her dynamic with Yuji. Because, like, him being a super squishy bitch boy and her being a super aggressive tough girl, that worked. But Kyoto has so much going on with all the other girls that it's like, this is the least interesting one to me. Jesus.
Yeah, I think they're all the same for me. Like,
Yeah.
I
It's
can't
hard to
particularly
pick.
like more than one. I did like the maid
Yeah.
with the, what'd you call it, the shawl, the swimming outfit.
Oh, the pareo?
Yeah,
Yeah, I also really like that. I was like, hey, that's a great dress. You don't
yeah,
really see that all that often. It's mostly worn by older women, which is why I thought that was a cool move that they put that on Mori.
yeah.
And it's very understated. It's like black with like a white trim. It's really neat. I like that so fucking dumb. And then I push him out the room. They're like, "We're gonna get dressed to go to the pool," and then he says back in, and they're just all in swimsuits. He was like, "Why are you in swimsuits?" And then they push him out again, and then he comes back in, and they're just in yukata. Like nothing happened. You didn't go anywhere. Fuck it. Good job, Boo. Okay. Well, so I guess we're done, right? Time to do food.
I just like to say, it's been an hour,
Yeah.
almost 2 hours. Yeah. All right.
Oh, okay. Well, we had stuff to say. So, what do you want to do?
Okay.
What do you want me to say?
This will
What do you want
probably
me
be
to
our
say? I think
longest
we spent a
episode.
full 30 minutes on thematics and intent. So,
All right. So
this is
how are
this
we
is
gonna do this?
I don't fucking know. Cause like, what even surmises how we feel about? Okay,
It's a
it's
mix
something that's
between
not.
nothing and something that could go somewhere. Like,
You know what I think it is?
okay.
I think we should. I think I'm gonna put it like this. It's something that feels like it's gonna go somewhere, but then doesn't. So it's not just that it's nothing. Because I don't mean it's like cotton candy. Because like cotton candy is like, oh, it's so big. There's probably a bunch going on, and then
If
it's
you
fucking
add something
hair.
to it, it
I
might.
I mean, what I mean is, it at first it doesn't seem like it's gonna be anything, and then you feel like it's gonna like top you off, and then it doesn't. Like it's something that deludes you into thinking, oh, I'm gonna be full, and then you're not. You know? So anything like that, and preferably something not too heavy. But the idea is it looks filling, and then it isn't, so you're done.
Mm. I was thinking more like how we did high school DxD. I could like add layers or something, and it'd be
Where
good
where it could have
something.
been better.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I don't feel that Good Job Boo could be better because I feel like it is what it was intending to be. I
Oh,
don't feel
you're
like
right.
there was ever a plan for Good Job Boo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I feel like High School DxD was something that was really going out, setting out to have a full narrative and stuff. But like, I don't know if that's what the fuck the intent for Good Job Boo was. It feels like Good Job Boo was just a one goofy thing. And it was like, hey, maybe let's for this period we'll push the romance angle because I mean I did sort of imply that we were gonna go there. Like I feel like it's
I
it's
was
something that seems filling, but then it isn't.
I was gonna say something I like.
Sure,
Uh,
go.
Ices.
Does the icy seem like it's gonna be filling though?
Uh, like the giant ices.
Y-
The giant. They kind of seem like it,
Hmm, I
but
don't
I know
know.
it's not gonna go up.
Yeah, yeah, that's my point. But like, you're aware. Every part of you knows I'm not gonna be full, but
Yeah.
you did it anyway.
I didn't think it was gonna hit because that was just something I liked, you know,
Right.
to get it like started. Because I can't think of anything. This is hard.
This
Um.
is hard, but remember, this is usually the hardest part of every single episode.
Hmm.
Okay, okay. I don't know if you've eaten this before, but chow mein fun,
Oh, you're right. Yes.
the really thin rice noodles.
Would you call it a meat though, or just the noodle?
Well, no, it's noodles. It comes with a meat. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to. You can get like the vegetarian ones, but my point is, it seems so thick and so like so because they're thin rice noodles, yeah, but they give you like a fucking fat a pile, right?
Hmm.
And like it looks like, oh, I'm gonna be like stuffed, and you eat it, and you're like, damn, I'm good. And then like 2 hours later, you're like, yeah, I could eat. And
Yeah.
that's how I feel about Good Job Boo. Like Good Job Boo ended, and I was like, oh, okay, well, all right, fine. It wrapped up. And then like a while later, I was like, it didn't really wrap up. I feel like you could have kept going. Like you
Hmm.
could do a bunch more shit. Nothing actually changed.
Yeah, they could have made the
Sure.
show a lot longer.
Yeah. Or, gone like I don't know, maybe we'd have to look into the light novels and see how that works. Uh but like I remember immediately afterwards they made an OVA. So, because it wasn't really over. Because there was no resolution. It wasn't wrapped up. You could technically just jam a bunch more shit in there under the guise of, and then Mao, Shion, and Kirara came to hang out. That really wouldn't change anything because there's no narrative to stop that from making sense. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like you could just put them in New York, like you said.
Yeah, there's no restriction to say, oh, that wouldn't make sense in this context. Because, like, I don't feel like Ojapu has enough of a context to fucking matter. Like, like with Gawarare, it made sense that, like, by the end of it, oh, they're not there. Because they sort of explained everything. Even if it was really wild and, like, fucking out of nowhere, it still, like, made you come to the conclusion, oh, I guess we can't go back to that, you know? It feels like it's over. Whether or not you're happy that it's over is a completely different thing because like God is so batshit insane. This, on the other hand, it's like at any single point you could just stick in another story of them hanging out, and it would be fine. It wouldn't really mean or change anything. Which is why when the OVA happened, it's like, oh, they're just hanging out. It's like, yeah, all right, that's fine.
So you're gonna say
Uh,
Chow Fun?
yeah, chow mei fan. Do you want to pick a specific kind, like pork or chicken, or? I feel like chicken because chicken is the lightest of all the meats.
Yeah, chicken never really fills me up.
Chicken chow mein fan. There we go.
Would you
So
call the show meat? Like, yeah, you're
it's
right.
very.
It
Yeah,
feels
that's
like
what I
it
mean. Like
to be very dense. It doesn't
it
go.
could have. It could have. We had a lot to talk about.
This is true.
All right. I mean, you're like you said, we're pretty much coming up on 2 hours right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for listening to Manga Palette, and I hope you enjoyed this. Well, I mean, honestly, if you're still listening, you get it.
Yeah, you guys get it.
Thank you and goodbye.